activity. We're joined now by Mr. Victor May, who is the chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, interesting developments in Anambra, and we know that the elections are just very close. But first and foremost, when perhaps you even clear the air on this one, some who don't understand the reason behind is it expulsion or banishing of, he was in PDP before he moved on to ABGA, Professor Chukwuma Soludo.
We didn't expel anybody and we didn't banish anybody.
What happened in that case?
Well, the party had to screen aspirants who were interested in contesting for our party's ticket. And unfortunately, Professor Soludo was among those that were not cleared. And the rumpus started.
Oh, okay.
He also took the party to court, and the court dismissed his case. The truth about this is that the process of nominating a candidate for a party to stand for it in an election is an internal affair of the party.
So the court cannot decide on
No
that?
jurisdiction at all to come into it, absolutely. And determining who will be qualified to stand for the primary election is a subjective decision of the party. If the party looks at the aspirants, screen them within its own criteria and judgments, the party reserves the right to say these are the people they consider even viable to go for that election on its behalf.
But again, it has to be according to your laid-down criteria.
Yes, according to the laid-down criteria. Everybody that was not cleared had a reason or reasons stated in the statute of non-clearance, and those who chose to make the reasons for their non-clearance public are the ones who are in the media.
But you also know that there was this allegation as well, that the governor in Anambra State is imposing his candidate, who they say was a director in the bank. He wants him to succeed him. Is that the case?
No, it cannot be the case. Politics is full of blackmail. When a contest is up for people to participate in, people will begin to look at the aspirants, the prospective aspirants, their background, who they are related to. Is he your uncle, your cousin, and all that? And except if you go to something that is major. All those things are just trivial things. That somebody who worked in a bank where the governor may have interest will not be qualified to stand the election is absolutely nonsense. And to put it more specific, the person you're talking about had retired from the bank. He's no longer a staff of the bank. So he's qualified to stand the election if he chooses to. And for the fact nobody has said he had any blemish when he was working in the bank, he was enmeshed in a scandal of fraud. These are the things you can unveil to the public and people will become scared. But somebody who has a distinguished career in the banking sector and other sectors before retiring and now joining politics, say he used to know. Everybody is related to somebody one way or the other. So if you use that as a yardstick, then nobody will be qualified to stand the election.
One thing that we cannot forget in a hurry is that famous kiss you had with the governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, when I think you were reconciling and trying to put your differences behind you. But it would seem that the more ABGA tries to reconcile its members, the more we see some major divisions. Because right now, it seems that ABGA has two major factions. The ABGA that produced the governor of Imo State is different from the ABGA now that seems to be in power in Anambra State. Can you tell us more about this?
No, it is the same ABGA. There has never been two ABGAs. Only one ABGA is registered and recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But you see, because ABGA is a political party, you have people with diverse interests. And most people you see who try to veer away from one cause or the other are people who are pursuing their political interests. Once they think that their interests are in jeopardy, they begin to throw up sand. So you see people moving from one direction to the other, all in search of their political interest. But the party has always remained one party.
So what is your relationship now with the governor of Imo State?
Well, it's no longer news that he has joined the All Progressives Congress, and we have already suspended him since the 3rd of August 2013. And, you know, last few days ago, he also declared Abga dead. So you can see the extent he's driving it. But I can tell you that that's the only thing that can come from somebody who is confused. He had no reason to declare a political party that brought into office dead. Looking at his antecedents, one can be safe to describe him as a political nomad, somebody who is a migrant politician. He moves one political party to another, all in search of his own interest, not in search of the interest of the majority of the people.
What does APGA have against APC?
Absolutely nothing. APC is a political party.
Mm-hmm. It's a merger of political parties.
Yes.
We see all the minority parties coming together. Some people say that the APGA that you currently head is sympathetic towards the PDP. That's why it's staying by itself, as it were.
No, the APGA as a political party cannot pander to the political ambition of an individual in trying to take a major step. Okorocha, who went into this merger talk, was pursuing his political ambition, you know, to either become president or vice president. All of us in APGA may not be wishing to become vice president or president, you know. And if you want to drive a process purely because of your personal ambition, you know, you cause problem.
Didn't he let the leadership of APGA know? He didn't inform the leadership?
No, not at all. He said he was on that talk on his own. He made it public. And I had the cause to explain this abundantly sometime in around March or so. No, 25th of February in Channel Studio, Politics Today. I said clearly, we are not part of this process and we're not interested in it. But we're not opposed to those who want to do that. But if you're a member of APGA as a political party, you cannot drag the name of the party to a process the party does not agree with. And he said he was there on his own. When eventually the process got steam, you notice that all the participating political parties, ANPP, ACN, and CPC, all of them held conventions according to the requirements of law to say that they're going to merge to be part of that APC. APGA didn't hold any convention anywhere, you know, as it were. And when the APC was registered, INEC, according to requirement of law, also withdrew their certificates of registration. These three parties, nothing was mentioned about APGA. What? That was why when they started using APGA logo in celebrating their merger, we threatened to take someone like Governor Fashional to court. He knew APGA was not part of it. At best, they would have put Okorocha's photograph there after putting the logos of the three parties because he went there as an individual.
Mm. So, right now, he's a member of the APC, and I don't know how that works in court, you know, because it would seem that APGA won the seat.
Yeah, you know, he's just enjoying himself now, but very soon he will start sweating.
Are you going to declare his seat vacant?
Of course, we are going to court. You remember the case of Rotimi Amaechi versus Celestine Omehi and the PDP in 2007. The Supreme Court of Nigeria rendered a judgment where it stated unequivocally that it is the party that is voted for by the electorate and not the candidate. And it was that reason behind that decision that Omehi was forced to leave for Rotimi Amaechi to come in as governor. That it was PDP that was voted for, not Celestine Omehi or Rotimi Amaechi. You know, that being the case, in 2011, the Imo people voted for APGA. It's not Okorocha who came into the party just 3 months earlier. You know, and you know, APGA has always been voted for in Imo State, starting from 2003, 2007. You go through the controversies that trailed both annulment and all that.
Occupy all the time.
Yes, they annul, they do this and that. So the goodwill APGA has always had in Imo State has been palpable. You cannot fault it.
What if he claims division in the party for his
There was no
defection?
there was no division. There was no what division?
But Abga national leadership was factionalized.
No, we're not factionalized. There's
At the
nothing
time,
like that.
where Mike Zioku claimed to be the chairman. and
No,
they had the Congress.
No, there was no factionalization. If you are leading a movement that is not recognized by law, you can't call it factionalization. And today they are non-existent. So simply put, I'll tell you that the whole process has put Okorocha in a fix. This morning he will be addressing the press at the Imo Governor's Lodge, where he has assembled some miscreants to suggest that they are following him to APC in his lodge. Such things do not work. This is a man who admitted publicly, several times this year, that all his political life he has never won an election until he joined ABGA. So that underscores the fact that he won that election based on the goodwill of ABGA, not as well. He has been contesting all elections. 1999 governor, he lost. 2003, he ran again, he lost. He wanted to be senator, he lost. He ran for presidency, he lost. All nomination processes, so none as a candidate. And when he found himself, he literally forced himself threw himself into the ABGA platform, caused some problems which I had to resolve as the national chairman, that paved the way for him to become our candidate. We went there and worked around the clock for him to win. You remember I was also a polling agent for the supplementary election, just to secure him in your local government in Bitoli. There was nothing we didn't do collectively to ensure that Okorocha became governor through our platform. The supplementary election that produced him, he also went to court to stop the supplementary election. It was my humble self who insisted that we must participate in that supplementary election, knowing that at that time we were leading with about 20,000 votes, which I didn't see how Ohakim would have offset in the supplementary pool. And because of that, we dragged him into the supplementary pool that produced him as governor. He has put those things behind now to say he's governor.